This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And I love this when people just pop up like a Linda Steele or a Howard. I'm surprised Tasha's not here. We wouldn't have any room. You know, the good thing about this is that this show, again, has been booked for over 4 months. Originally, Jimmy Adams. Lori was always going to be on it, and then we added Meredith. And this is the good thing. I knew Rachel was going to be on it. Howard was going to be on it some kind of way. I didn't know Linda Steele was going to come. But I'm glad Linda Steele's here, and I'm glad Terry's here. We're going to make it about fitness because there's a bunch of beautiful women on here as usual. I'm not talking about Ice. I'm talking about everybody else. Only kidding, Lori. It's one of those things where you can get on stage and do what she did, and when you can be Meredith and do what she does, and when you can cook and do what Rachel does, because Rachel does a lot of great stuff too, besides her coffee talk. And then Carol, I call her my show wife because we talk about everything, and she kind of like keeps me in line in a way, calm down. And I'm like, yeah, I will. And then Howard, anytime if we have Howard sound, Howard, do we have sound on you in Tennessee?
Yeah. I hope you do. Yeah.
Okay, so we do because we never know, because we need to hear you. So again, this is always off the cuff. But again, I'm glad that Lori's here. Congratulations to her winning and being out there and being over 60 and doing what she's doing. I mean, I think she looks better now than she was when she was younger. The definition is there.
I do too.
There's a lot of people looking at you, Ice, and just saying, "Wow, she's hot." I'm like, "Well, she always was."
She's always
But she can speak. But when you've got that children's book and you got the Playground Warriors and everything else going like that, and Living Fit for Kids, if I remember, or Healthy Living for Kids, which is most important, that's what it's about. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that she got on stage, I know that must not have been easy, because I kept seeing the definition of everything. And I kept saying, I got to introduce her to Linda Steele, because at one point, Linda Steele was one of the best in the country as a trainer. She is that international best-selling author, and she never gets to come on a show because you know why, Ice? Because she's always training somebody. So I think she's in the gym now, a matter of fact. So here's the thing. All right, so we're live on Talk 4 Media, K4HD Radio. What am I missing? I'm missing everything. Live on iTunes 247, streaming on over 100 outlets right now.
Yeah.
And Talk 4 TV, Talk 4 Media, K4HD Radio. There's always a lot of people listening on the radio for what we're doing.
Streaming on hundreds of platforms around the world this very moment.
See, this is why I love women, because they can keep me in check. I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. And I'm glad that Terry's here, because it's kind of about fitness. And then Meredith, we couldn't have done a lot of stuff without Meredith. She's kind of like my opposite of Carol. So she is that award winner. Meredith, I'm just putting you on the spot. I'm not going to talk about all the great things that you won in the Ozark, but there's a reason why I chose it, and we're going to talk about that later. I'm glad that everybody else is here.
Like, she's won so many incredible awards. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love what I do. That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, I look too pasty white. I'm like, it's not about how you look. You look fine anyhow. The whole thing is what you're doing for everybody, which is why I wanted to introduce you to Ice, and I wanted you to meet Linda Steele. You've already met Carol. Rachel's going to call you tomorrow because she had to get on the show. Howard's going to be mixed in a way, in another way, because we never know about Howard's sound. Howard, you still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, good. All right. So Howard, introduce yourself, because we never know if we're going to lose sound. Go ahead.
Okay, Howard Wiggins of Howard Wiggins Interior Design. I'm son of Little Roy Wiggins, plays steel guitar with Eddie Arnold. Let's see. Moving to Chattanooga pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon, maybe within a year or so. And going back into interior design full time. That's it.
Okay, Rachel, tell them who you are. Go ahead.
Okay, my name's Rachel Roberts, and I'm a little chef here in Houston, Texas. And I have a little show in the mornings called Coffee Talk, and I'm a content creator on TikTok.
And she likes being on Fox with Ruben, and she likes to do a lot of great 26. Things. And she's actually working for the Chinese now, too.
Telling you. They got me.
All right, Carol, go ahead.
I am Carol Register. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you. I take women to 7+ figures. I'm the creator of the Neural Wealth Method. I also have amazing retreats at my boutique estate in southern Chile. So if you're ready to come for a nervous system and wealth reset, just reach out to me. So glad to be here.
Terry Marie, tell them where you're coming from.
Hi, everybody. I am a new resident of Westlake Village, California. I've been with Brian since 2014. I left to do red carpet interviews for movies, review, and more. I am actually a fitness junkie. I did my first fitness competition at the age of 46 at Muscle Beach and actually won the medium class and second overall in bikini. I've been Miss Fitness LA, Masters. I've done a lot of Lauren Power shows. I'm trying to gear myself to get back up on stage. I work in the world of my day job. I work in sports medicine. I'm an orthopedic fitter, so I work with bracing for knee bracing. I work with we work with the NFL. We work with a lot of athletes, so that's that goes with my fitness stuff. I also enjoy art. I've been acting off and on my whole life, so I've done several projects. That is why they call me nonstop in a nutshell. So there you go.
All right, international best-selling author Linda Steele, who was at her, not her gym, probably used to be her gym. Tell them who you are. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Linda Steele from Chicago, born and raised. And as Brian was mentioning, I'm an international best-selling author with my book called Nerves of Steel. It launched in 2023. I've been with Brian since I think 2016, 2017. On and off the podcast here and there, because when I give you my resume, you're going to see why I have to sometimes go away. I have a number of different articles published in a number of magazines, Significant Magazine, UK Health Triangle, American Grit. I've also been a personal trainer and wellness coach for over 20 years. I've owned my own gyms in the past in the Chicagoland area. Currently, I am running a gym in Itasca called Hamilton Lakes Athletic Club. I'm the senior operations manager. And I do train in my, while I'm not working behind the desk. This is a 30,000 square foot gym. It's really beautiful if anybody wants to come check it out. And in my spare time, I am a mommy to 3 beautiful young ladies who are very smart, driven, and amazing. And I am a nonna to 1 little girl. So I'm busy.
And macrame meals.
Macrame meals. I don't know how I didn't mention macrame meals. Co-founder, my daughter, one of my driven daughters is the owner of Macrame Meals, and I work alongside her. I'm her nutrition expert, and we run a great business. It's been going very well.
Well, Linda, you remind me, I often don't talk about it. I keep it really simple, but I run 5 businesses and I operate in 5 different countries. So I certainly understand on a high level what you do and admire it very much. It's amazing. And it's just really exciting to see.
I think I may have to come and show up at one of your camps for my
absolutely.
My nervous system could use a little help right now.
And then sooner or later, half of Chicago, all Linda's fans, her family will be chiming on, saying hi, Nana, and everything like that, which is what she deserves. So that's a good thing. So Ice and Meredith, we're going to get to you two now because it's really important. It's always about women empowerment, being fit and looking good, doing those events, making sure you get the right publicity and all of those things like that, and also chilling with Ice. So, Lori, let's talk about what you've been doing since the last time you were there. I'm putting you on the spot because
I see that.
those heels. I don't know how you walked in those high heels, but you made it work. And I was like, is she gonna fall? Is she gonna get there?
First of all, I'm never gonna fall. Second of all, yeah, it was a whole nother animal because I haven't competed in 35 years. And everybody's like, what inspired you? Why did you get back up on stage? I was at a video shoot with V-Shred, and one of the girls was probably like 2 to 3 weeks out. Now, mind you, she's like 24, and I kept looking at her and watching her and looking at her going, that was my body when I was 28 years old. I was just like, that was me. And then somebody looked at me and they're like, that's still your body. Yeah, well, give or take a few pounds, maybe. But I got so inspired by her that I literally just one day, I called up Wendy Fortino, which is an IFBB pro figure, and she's a friend of mine. And I said, hey, can I do a figure show right now? She's like, oh, hell yeah. And so hired her, did some prep for about 3 months, jumped on stage. I won that show. Wow. But then 4 weeks later, the big plan was the Masters USA. And I actually thought there was a 60 plus category, and there's not. There's a 40 plus
there should
category.
be. Yeah.
There should be. And so I'm 62. So I was competing with 50-year-olds. And there's a huge difference. I'm sorry, but there is a difference between 50 and 60-year-old when you get on stage. Yeah. So I placed fourth in the Masters in my category, which there was like probably 7 girls in there. I was okay with it, but not really. And so, and it came down to my posing, and I realized that. And so I'm going to hire a posing coach, and I'm going to do another one in July because I can get my pro card, and I know that. And in July, that it is a 60 and over, so I'll be competing apples to apples, But it was an experience, Brian. I'll be honest, because when I competed, we were just in one category, and that was called bodybuilding, and we were barefoot. So when you put these 5-inch heels on and go to pose, it changes the dynamics of your body to actually hit those poses. And a lot of people don't understand that. But because of the way that you're angled and standing, you don't have that nice gravity. I mean, that, the floor underneath you. Yeah. It's day and night. It really is. But I was very happy, very proud with my accomplishment. I didn't think that I was going to lose as much weight as I did. My metabolism just went on fire after 3 months. And the last month, most people are like starving going into a show. Yeah, I was eating nonstop. I was carb loading like 300 grams a day for a month, trying to put the weight back on because in my first show I think I came in too thin. So I maybe put on like 3 pounds in a month by just carb loading, and even that's not enough. So
is that different from, like, you hadn't trained in a number of years? And so going in with the discipline and the training, being at 60, what did you notice? What did you really like? I totally get what you're saying about the forward motion in the high heels, because I'm a former high-level gymnastics judge and clinician, and totally get that. But that level of discipline that it normally takes to get ready for a show, the water loading, all of that, and you having to really feed your metabolism is super interesting. What else did you notice there?
Well, I noticed that obviously, okay, I'm going to be I'll be honest with everybody. Here's the thing. I went from 18% body fat down to 9.5. Wow. Now, mind you, between, let's say 12 and 9, there's called a skin issue. The body fat that I lost and the muscle that I have, my skin was like, well, we're not going to catch up with you right now.
That's
so the elasticity that we have when we're young and your body just bounces back like that. When you get older, as we all know, the elasticity in your skin isn't that wonderful, like bouncy elasticity. So I struggled with right up underneath my butt. And I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, at that point in time, there's nothing you can do about it. And so when I went backstage at the Masters and saw the USA, I swear to God, I wasn't looking at, because I knew I had the girls on their shoulders and, all that kind of stuff. I was walking around backstage looking at their butts, going, all right, cool. They're a little, okay, their skin isn't the best either. Okay, that's not the best.
Like, I don't know the rules. Are you allowed to use tape?
No.
Okay.
I wish. But the bathing suits are so skimpy. I mean, it's basically almost like the back end was only like maybe 3 inches. So you couldn't even tuck or pull or anything.
Yeah.
You're exposed on stage. But what I think I learned from the whole process is actually, I mean, I've been training. I never stopped training from ever. So I did have that muscle tone, but it's not like I took 6 months to a year and went, okay, I'm going to do a show in a year. I'm really going to hone in on my legs, on my butt, maybe the definition of my back. I just kind of on a whim went, let's just see what I can do. So with that being said, I felt pretty proud of where I came in and where I landed. I was always very strict on my diet anyway, so I just stopped eating during like any kind of fast food or a Jersey Mike's sub in the afternoon, maybe. I just stopped all that and went strictly, just chicken and rice and fish. And I was eating filet mignon every single day, all the way up until my show.
It's almost like a Whole30 diet, isn't it?
It's a what?
Oh, do you know the Whole30? Whole30 is like no grains, no dairy. It's, a lot of just like God's green earth, vegetables, fruits, protein.
Yeah, but my diet was I did what was called carb loading. Okay, carb cycling, not carb loading, carb cycling. So I'd go 3 days.
More macros?
Only macros. Yeah. So 3 days I'd have 50 grams of carbs, and I've always tried to stay at 180 protein. So he tried to get me, my coach, at 225, and I was like, oh my God, I'd have to wake up at 6 in the morning to eat all this protein, But so my protein always stayed the same at 180. My fats usually always stayed the same, which I tried to take in at least 40, 50, which was just basically avocados and maybe a little olive oil. But my carbs was the big one. So I cycle for 3 days, 50 grams of carbs, and then high carb, and then I do a high carb day of 200. And then I go back down to low carbs for 50, and then another high carb and one cheat meal Saturday night, and then repeat the process. I just repeated that process for 3 months.
So the freaking out the body, that makes it, lose and it gets smaller?
Because what happens is anybody who understands the body, we're talking like glycogen levels in the muscle, how you deplete them, how you refill them, all that kind of fun scientific shit that goes on that I learned a lot about. And it was fascinating, and it works. And everybody, people that come back to me and they're just like, I can't lose weight. And I go, have you ever tried carb cycling?
Okay.
No, I haven't tried
I like
that.
it.
Linda Steele, since you're that trainer, talk about that.
I don't train bodybuilders. But I do know that system, and it does work. And that's what they do when they're, getting close to show ready. My program is a 40-40-20 split every day, whether you work out or not, and 40% protein, carbs, and 20% fat. And so for somebody like me who eats 2,000, 2,500 calories a day, it's about 200 grams, 180 to 200 grams of protein every day, about the same carbs, and about maybe 50 or so grams of fat. Something like that,
It almost sounds the same.
Yeah, it's very, very similar to what you do.
Linda, what are your secrets to getting in all that protein? That's for both of you. That's
Lori. What is it?
I mean, she can contest to this too, but I realized something because she's a lot younger than I am.
Who's a lot younger? I'm not that much younger than you. You're talking about.
But it's funny because when I was doing bodybuilding, for some reason, everybody believed, oh, your body can only assimilate 25 to 30 grams of protein. Remember
When
that?
I hear that, I could scream every time I hear
remember
something,
that was a
I could
myth that we
scream.
had to overcome. So
I know.
you can take in 50 grams of protein in one meal.
In every meal.
Yes.
I know.
And it makes it easy. You know?
So you have to start eating early. You have to start eating breakfast.
Yes.
Those of you who are like, oh, but I'm not hungry first thing in the morning. It's because you've trained yourself not to be hungry.
Right.
And you
You're
have
right.
depleted, your body has stopped producing digestive enzymes because you don't eat.
Yes.
And digestive enzymes are there on a as needed basis. So if you're going to put food in your body, then they go, oh, okay, I have to be doing this every day because I know she's going to feed me again at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, so if you aren't hungry in the morning, what I recommend is that you start drinking a protein shake first thing in the morning, start drinking, because then your body starts getting used to you putting food in your system first thing in the morning. Now you'll start waking up hungry.
It's interesting you say that too, because in the very beginning, he'd have me fill up a cup, 3/4 of egg whites. I just go buy the egg whites, 3/4 of a cup of egg whites, and then 2 full eggs. Well, when I did the 3/4 cups, I realized that was like 8 egg whites. I had this plate of eggs. And I was like, I can't choke this down.
I know.
There's no way. So I started learning to put things in it. Like I'd slice my onions up and slice my tomatoes up. And then after about 3 weeks, it took almost 3 weeks to a month. You're absolutely right. I started waking up in the morning starving.
And then where you realize that now you're eating more, now you're working out harder, now you're able to lift more. Now you have the repair process going on. Now you're hungry again.
And now your metabolism is firing like it's supposed to be.
So it's like it's very cyclical. You start eating.
Do you
more,
guys
you start working out
supplement with protein powders or anything like that? Bone broth?
I only have one protein. I only have one protein powder shake, and that's right after my workout, and that's okay. The rest is all food.
I drink a shake first thing in the morning with spinach, carrots, berries, beets, super protein powder, and some collagen. I put some of those mushrooms into.
That's so good.
And so I drink that first thing in the morning, and then I go into my eggs, and then I go into my fruit, and then at some point during the day, I'll have a protein shake just because I'll be in between clients and I don't have a lot of time, so I'll drink a shake. Maybe sometimes at night I drink the chocolate ones that, if I have a sweet tooth, I'll just crack open a chocolate shake.
So you don't do
Lori,
yeah.
You can't see Linda, but Linda is actually Barbie minus the blonde hair.
Linda, she will not go on a show and show it. But Linda's got one of these bodies that you just can't take your eyes off because she looks like, I don't know. It's like you just don't see a body like that. And she you can't tell because she's always sitting down and she covers up with clothes. But I'm always like, come on, Linda, show us what you got. Get up on the table and spin around. I mean,
Are you kidding? I can't see, but I can see her shoulders.
No, I mean,
it's through that tight shirt.
Well, Linda, don't you?
Linda, I'm going to put down a clock. Stand up a little bit. Let us see.
Come on, Linda.
Yeah,
you can see. Look at that. You can see that.
Oh,
stripping down, girl. Where are my
Yes. Let's go, Linda.
Hell yeah.
You're phenomenal.
So Meredith, you work out a different way. Awesome. I mean, you look really good as that person who has to be presentable when it comes to events and strategy and sort of being behind the scene, but you can't hide it. I saw that in Arkansas. You can't hide what you do either.
Yeah, I mean, and I was a dancer when I was younger, and as a little girl, jazz, tap, ballet, like most little girls do. Wow. And then I started ballroom dancing with Fred Astaire Dance Studio, which is a very different type of dance, but that's kind of my workout now. I moved away from it. Had kids, got married, got really involved with my job, and quit working out for a while. And so I picked it back up around 2020. And now I work out about 2 hours a day. And I just do it in my home. And it's a very, I call it like, you know, if you were around in the 80s, it's like the Olivia Newton-John workout. That's what I'm doing in my house every day. And I love it. And it's fun. And I have been to a local dance class within the past year or so that I really enjoyed. And I wish I could be more regular at getting into it because the ladies were awesome. I was like, man, these are my people. I need to come back. You know? But yeah, that community would be great. That's one thing I'm hoping to get more into is more of the community aspect and get in an actual dance class with some adult dancers, and because you don't meet anybody like dancers. They're a whole different breed, you know.
Hey, Terry, I was going to you next.
Yeah, it reminds me of Jane Fonda, right? Remember the
Jane
Fonda videos?
Yeah. And my sister, she's a little bit older than me, but she still has like the Cindy Crawford workout on the VHS.
Oh my God.
She still does that workout. She's like, I don't even need the tape anymore. She's like, I
love it.
Terry, as that bikini model, you know, I was always impressed with how Terry says she's gained weight, but I don't see her ever gaining weight.
I hadn't gained weight. That's not what happened. What happened is that I had to stop competing because my mom got dementia back in like 2001. So I started becoming that caretaker. So, and if anybody who's competed knows that the majority of competing is the diet. I'm in the gym every single day, but that diet's got to be on point and it's got to be a science project. And so because I couldn't put that time on my meal prepping and doing stuff, I haven't been able to compete. My mom passed away in January, and I owe it to myself to get back on stage. That's why I was, you know, I'm so grateful that you said that you did this at 60 because I just turned 58, and I keep thinking, you know what, God, you know, I need to get back. I need to get that six pack back. And I know what to do, and I know.
You never lost it.
Well, Brian, one thing about the skin thing, which she was mentioning, this is something that people don't realize. So it's
Terry, there were no skin issues when I saw you.
No, okay. So let me finish this thought, because the issue is I had a lot of muscle like Linda did on my arms, and because my diet wasn't there with the protein, because the protein is so important, especially when you're older. You need to get that amount of protein in, and people don't realize it because you get skinny fat. So my arms started to not have that muscle tone they did, and to not have this crepey skin going on that's like, ugh. But I know that what I need to do is to build that muscle back. And I can do it to get back on stage. And like, you know, both you girls are like inspiring me that like, you know what, I can do this again. I'm still here. And I can do this into my 60s. I don't necessarily want to go for my pro card, but I want to do this because it's a challenge to myself that I can actually do this. And I also, because I work in the world of orthopedics, and I work with a lot of patients that have arthritis, the number one thing that shortens your lifespan is once you're immobile. So you need to get in the gym every day, because I see, and I tell these patients every day, you need to wear your knee braces, you need to stay mobile, you need to stay active, because once you are not, you get heart problems, and that is the key. Your knee health is so important. And it's just, I can't even stress on the fact of mobility being in healthcare. And I see it firsthand with, you know, even with my mother, because she basically got arthritis, and she ended up being crippled because she didn't want to get her knees done. Then she got heart problems, and she got diabetes, and it just escalates. So a lot of times, like, you know, what I wanted to stress is everybody's goals are different in fitness. Some might be for joint health. Some might be for, you know, Linda just wants to, for whatever your goals are, you need to do it for yourself, but do it for the right reasons, especially if you're competing, because competing can be not the healthiest things. There's competitors out there doing all kinds of drugs and doing all kinds of shortcuts. And, you know, it's not worth it in the long run. You need to do it to stay healthy and to stay strong, and to have, you know, the best quality of life as possible. That's just kind of my own
you should see the bikini, like everybody is in bikini now. Every single girl in the world thinks she's a bikini model. I was shocked at the Masters USA. Now they go from 35 up, by the way. So 35 and 40, and I think probably they around 45-ish, they start slimming down. But when I walked in the room for orientation just to use their microwave at the hotel, there must have been 200 bikini model girls waiting to get on stage. And I was like,
Wow.
damn. That category has gotten huge now. It's insane.
Well,
And Linda,
that's why I was so proud of myself, Brian, though, and everybody, because my first show, I was 46 years old. I got up on stage at Muscle Beach. I didn't even expect to win. And I was like, holy shit, I just won first place. How did that happen? It was like the best feeling ever. So I know if I could do it at 46, I can do it at 58. And the thing is that sometimes, you like for me, for example, I got too skinny. I lost a lot of muscle. I went through like all this stuff that I had to deal with. It's okay. I need to forgive myself. It's like I can get back on that stage. I'm still healthy. I can still do it. I'm in the gym every day.
Let me tell you this. I was around Terry. She still has her muscle definition.
Yeah.
She's still there. It's not what she wants to be, but it's still there.
It's there because your muscle has memory, but I'm not where I want to be for me. And it's not for anybody else. It's for me. Because I know where I need to be on stage to be my best. But I guess the thing is that my message is here is, don't give up. If you have a goal, go do it. Don't say, oh, you're too old to do this, or like, oh, you've gained weight. You can't go back to what you were. I mean, I had a relative tell me, you're never getting back on stage again. Wait, you're kidding yourself. I'm like, you know what? You just gave me fuel to get back on that stage. And that's what I want to do. So, but
Linda?
I guess don't ever give up.
Actually, Brian, I have a question for Meredith. Meredith.
Hold that thought, because Linda was going to follow up with Tom.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say a few things. My whole life, everything that I've ever done that's been successful, it's because somebody told me I couldn't.
Right?
Wow.
All I need to know, I just need a reason. I just need one person to tell me.
Yep.
I've been like that too.
Watch me fly.
Yeah.
Always show them what they said couldn't be done.
Uh-huh.
And we talk about that most of the days. Go ahead, Carol.
Meredith, I wanted to ask you, with the awards you've won, with being a dancer, with being a mom with 2 kids, and all the things that you do, you work with such incredible people across incredible industries. What's that like to work in so many different industries with the incredible public relations that you do?
I do work with various verticals, but a lot of the brands I work with and the talent I work with have some kind of creative streak. I find myself like very, very drawn to people who have a creative bent. Even the ones that you wouldn't think, there's an art to what they do. And so there's sort of this mutual thread that ties us all together. I think from my dance background, writing and art and the things that I've done in those genres, I really do understand creating something and then wanting to promote that thing that you've created. And so that's really what I love to do. That's where my heart is at, is really finding what is so special about a brand, a person, maybe even something untapped that they haven't even realized, and just amplifying that. So
nice.
A lot of our agencies will try to sort of reshape someone into being something that they're not, because they think that's the industry standard. I have the opposite view. I think you take what's there and what is really the thing about that brand or that person that makes them so special, and bring it out and amplify it. So it doesn't matter what genre you're in. That's what I like to do.
And talk about America too. Meredith, talk about America.
Oh, America?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your host on the red carpet?
What you did for her, yeah.
Oh, what I did for her. Okay, so let's see. America went to, I think she's gone to 2 different red carpet events now and hosted with a mic in her hand. And she was like brand new, I think, at this, right, Brian?
Yeah, Laura, you talk about bikini models. She's the oldest. She's 56, and she's won the bikini. What is it? I think it's IFBB, something like that, about 8 years. So she holds the record for that. And I found her at the Mr. Olympia, and I said, she reminds me of Linda Steele in a different way. And she was with Phil from Aging Evolution, which is, Linda's being connected with him now. And Loy, he's looking at you also right now, too. And Meredith as a publicist. So all I'm doing is just putting everybody together, but I had to get everybody back on this show. Thank you, Linda and Lori for showing up, and Meredith for being here to connect everything, because we've been working behind the scenes, Carol, Meredith, and a couple other people are putting all these things together for like what I want to do with Rachel and things like that, and Howard in a different way, and Terry's coming along on other things. So that's the good thing. So I sent it to the Quentin Tarantino with The Perfect Gamble. Meredith wrote the story up, and all of a sudden things went gangbusters for her. And it was just, I wanted to say, you need to be doing this outside of what you don't know, meaning the fitness world. It's just like Lori, like what you did, going and starting your podcast. But Meredith, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but finish your thought about it. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, she did a fantastic job, I think, especially at the Perfect Gamble movie premiere when she interviewed Quentin Tarantino and his wife, Daniela Pick Tarantino. And I think what she really brought out in them was she showed how supportive Quentin is of his wife. And so that when I posted about it and when we wrote the article that eventually got published, that's what we really highlighted. And then Daniela ended up sharing that interview on her Instagram story. So that was great, because that means she liked it. She liked the coverage. And, I'm not trying to, put people out in a salacious way. Like I said, I really like to find the best bits of people and amplify those things. And that's what I saw in that interview that Merica did. She really brought out that support system that Daniela had in Quentin. And I think she liked the coverage.
And you also did something for Sophia.
Yeah, I think you're very modest about some of the things you've done, and not only for Sophia. I'd love to hear you talk about that. Talk about the couture dress designer as you desire, and then also the fact that you do amazing events and you've specialized in very incredible, sophisticated, high-end weddings. That has, I think, amplified your vision of what the possibilities are for people. So I'd love to hear you talk about that.
Well, I was a wedding planner for 10 years, and there is a time limit, I will say, on wedding planning. And my time came about 2020. I said, okay, I'm about done with this. But I think what that 10 years did do for me was it helped me pay attention to the details. So I'm a detail person. And I mean, it was like in do or die situations with weddings, and you're dealing with,
I can only imagine,
emotions and family drama, and it's all there, and so it did give me a very unique skill set that I bring into what I do now. Sophia, I'm so grateful to her, because that's how I met Brian. She had worn one of my clients' couture dresses, and she wore it on the red carpet, and actually Terry Marie had interviewed her.
Red dress. Yes.
That interview is at 1.4 million views and counting right now.
Wow. Yes, it was a great interview. Great job, Terry Marie, on that interview.
Thank you.
And Sophia looked beautiful, and we were putting out a press release. And so I found that video on YouTube, I believe, and I contacted Brian. I was like trying to find him everywhere. I was sending him DMs on Facebook and Instagram, like, hey, can I use this video? And he said yes, and he called me. And I was like, oh, hello. And then from then on, Brian and I just, we had so much in common, and we became friends, and, learned.
I even went to Little Rock, Arkansas.
He did.
He invited me.
I'm
like, what am I doing in Arkansas? But I'm so glad that I went, because I knew I wanted her, but I needed to meet her. And I said, I can do things with Meredith. So Lori, I don't know if you got my message when I said I want Lori to come down to AFI. I wanted you to come down to meet America, but I wanted you on that red carpet because I wanted a photo of you there. But I knew you were busy doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was
Oh,
that's
Lori,
just
you'd be great. Lori would be great on the red carpet. I'd love to see you.
I haven't given up with Lori yet. No, she's coming back. She's never gone away. Hey, talk about your experience of what it was like for you on a former American Gladiator who's kind of got everybody going up again in a way, different way.
Tell me what you say that again. Ask me that one more time.
You know, it's like you brought some of the original people back, you know, years later, and I thought that was good. I give you responsibility for that. You know what they're doing now, because you guys were always friends, you know.
Yeah, we were always friends. We always stayed in touch, especially when we did the Netflix documentary, Muscles and Mayhem. After that documentary, I think that was like 3 years ago. We all just kind of connected again. You know, we realized that, you know, when you work as a unit like that, you do become somewhat of a family. And you know, you have the, you know, the ones that fight, the ones that, you know, whatever, you don't want anything to do with it. It's just a typical family thing. But yeah, it brought us closer together. And then they're actually releasing. They just got done filming about 6 months to 8 months ago. The new American Gladiators, they filmed in France, and because each country has their own gladiators now. And it's like a franchise. And so since they were filming in France and it was already set up, we all know how California in the United States is. It's like they don't want to pay the money here. It's too expensive. So they took it all the way over to France. They filmed it, and it should be out on Prime next spring. And it's going to be really interesting how it's perceived nowadays. Think about it, because, you know, 35 years ago, we were the first of its kind. We were like the first of the reality shows, you know. So, you know, the first time people saw muscular females on TV, you know, it's like, whoa, what's this, you know? And now, I mean, I don't know. Are they going to wrap them in bubble wrap so nobody gets hurt? I mean, I don't know. But, you know, with all the safety issues and everything out there, but yeah, it'll come out in the spring of next year. So, but again, you know, they didn't want anything to do with us. My agent tried to get me, just even if it was a commentator backstage or something, you know, to kind of bridge that gap between generations. And they were like, nope, don't want anything to do with the originals. And we just figured that was a really big missed opportunity, you know.
You know what
Lori,
we're going to do? We're
have
going to
any
keep
of
you
you-
out there.
Yeah. Have any of you gone over to the Ninja series or participated with that?
God, no, that just looks way too hard.
Okay. Yeah, the parkour and all of that, man. It's
Well, interesting enough, the American Ninja Warrior obstacle course was an offtake of our Eliminator at the very end of our show.
okay.
So they took our Eliminator and they went, oh, great idea. Let's create a show around this and really make it insane. But if you look at the American Ninja Warrior, I mean, they have to have upper body. I mean, they have to have hand strength. Everything is hand strength. The heavier the person is, the less they go, because the lighter they are, they can just, you know, maneuver.
The upper body, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm sorry. I had no desire to do that show.
You could probably do that in your sleep.
No,
I mean,
actually couldn't.
honestly.
There's no way. There's
Yeah.
not. You know,
Hey, we got to
it
take a
does
look at this.
require
Oh,
a
Linda, you
lot.
want to ask something? Go ahead, Linda.
I was going to ask Lori a question. I was going to ask, when did you, usually there's like a life-changing event that gets people in the gym and, you know, a goal of getting fit and becoming this, you know, fitness model that you are. What, did you have a life event that happened?
You know, Linda, I wish that I could say yes, but the reality of it is that I was an athlete ever since I was in 4th grade playing softball. And so I played softball every single year. And by the time I got to high school, my whole goal was make varsity softball, varsity basketball, and varsity volleyball. I wanted to letter in all 3 of those, and I actually did in high school. So after high school, to be honest, I was just kind of like, oh my God, what do I do? Because I didn't get a chance to go to college. My parents didn't think I was serious. The money wasn't there, the whole shot. So I had to start working right away. And I was doing an 8 to 5, you know, job like everybody else. And so I started going to the gym at lunchtime just to burn off some energy. And I remember the old Nautilus equipment and everything else, and people were just doing aerobics. The girls were anyway, and all the guys were in the weight room. Well, I kind of moseyed on over to the weight room and started lifting weights. And then I stayed there for maybe 3 months. And then I went to another gym around the corner, which was a really serious gym, you know, kind of sort of say. And all it took was one person that said, oh my God, you have the genetics and the symmetry to do bodybuilding. Have you ever thought about it? And I'm like, what's that? And that kind of is what started it. So there wasn't this life-changing event. The only life-changing event was when I was working 8 to 5 and I was back there. We were doing accounting. We were doing accounting with ledgers and pencils.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm sorry, but I looked at the women back there and they had been sitting there, and I don't mean, this is not a mean thing, but they were very, very large. And I went, uh-oh. I better do something. And it kind of like, that was the only thing that really, if you want to say any kind of changing, was it scared me enough to realize I can't sit my whole life, so, and then I just continued.
Lori, talk about where you're at with your children's book series right now.
The children's book series was kind of a passion project. The Playground Warriors, I always wanted to create it. I wanted to create a series. And, I self-published it, like I told you guys when I was on here last time. And it's in a way kind of on hiatus as far as doing more of a series, because everything got so busy this year.
Yeah.
So depending on next year, where I'm at and how things are moving along, I would like to do another, Playground Warrior book, but right now it's just kind of like it's out there. I talk about it a lot. It's a fun passion project, and that's really where that's at. Not too much. It's not really anywhere.
Hey, I gotta show this clip. We'll be right back. And Howard, we're coming to you when we come back. Go ahead, Robert.
All right.
Music meets boxing. It's family friendly and fun for all ages. Whether you're here for the fight or the fiddle, there's something for everyone. See professional fighters go toe-to-toe in real championship bouts, while being able to listen to incredible live performances from some of country music's rising stars. Country Box brings you a one-of-a-kind experience, blending adrenaline-pumping championship boxing with the heart of live country music. Country Box, where music meets boxing.
So I have a feeling that Jimmy's he's working on Mo Boxing now. So he's bringing boxing not only from Tennessee, but to Motown now. So he's working on that. And talk about having a billion emails. When I talked to him yesterday, hey, Brian, I got 21,000 emails sitting in front of me. Can you send the link in front of me? Yes, I will. He literally does. So it's a country box thing. It's actually really good to see. I am not a boxing fan.
247, did I freeze?
Yeah, yeah. With that, I2247, where we have 44 million views on. And it's one of those things where if we hadn't gone there, we wouldn't have that outlet there. So I'm really thankful for Jimmy and his family. And it's a family affair that everybody goes in. And his wife, Ashley, she's actually in there telling the boxers what to do. She's like that ring trainer, which I find fascinating. And she's gorgeous. And it's one of those things, well, she's a tough woman. Got to put up with Jimmy. But, that's that. So that's coming up December 2nd.
Brian, did you mention that almost the minute you went on iTube 247, you had 40 million views instantly, pretty much?
It's 44 now.
Yeah.
Come on, Carol, keep up. It's 44 now.
There you go.
That's a big thing. Howard Wiggins, we got a couple minutes left. You lose weight by dancing and walking. Talk about that.
Actually, I used to be 100 pounds heavier decades ago and never did gain it back. But I just went on Atkins basically. And the more compliments I got, then I started walking. And I just kept doing more and more and more. And I never really gained it back. And I don't stay on it. I just do it when I need to do it. So, but that's what I did. I mean, I'm 72 now, and nobody ever guesses my age. And
wow, I've seen some of your dance videos on your Facebook page, and you can get down.
Yeah, they're impressive.
Yeah, I can sit it down. That's fine.
Hey, Howard, real quickly, talk about that room and give your social media links. Go ahead.
It's my Oriental bedroom, which is got a 200-year-old bed on here, or actually it might be a little older than that. I got vases that belong to the last emperor of China. I've got jade chair and other jade pieces. And let's see, my social media is just Howard Wiggins Facebook, Howard Wiggins Interior Design, and that's it. So,
Rachel, what do you got?
And I went to the CMAs this last
and that
week,
red cowboy hat is hot, baby. Yeah.
You like that? I had that outfit made. So
Yeah.
So that looked cool.
You always look cool, Howard. Hey, Rachel, give you
Thank
social
you.
media links. And Rachel, you look good.
Oh, thank you. Rachel Ann Roberts, Rachel Roberts Recipes, and all the social media platforms.
And I loved your coffee talk with Lori. I thought that was great. You had great chemistry.
It was
you
so
two.
much
That was
fun.
really
Yeah.
good.
That was a lot of
Lori's
fun.
easy. Yep.
Carol Register.
Thank you, Lori.
You can reach me on Instagram at NeuroCoach Carol, or look me up under Carol Register on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, any of them.
Terry Marie.
Terry Marie Nonstop on pretty much all platforms.
And Linda Steele. Talk about your book real quick and Macro Made Meals.
You could find me on social media, Linda Steele Wellness. I'm only on Instagram right now and LinkedIn. Everything else has been hacked, and I don't even know. It's so crazy. Spent on social media, and it's to be gone like that.
I feel you.
My book is Nerves of Steel, and it's available on Amazon. If you go to my website, nervesofsteel.net, you can get right to the Amazon link from there. And Macro Made Meals is macromademeals.com. We're a meal prep company, and we do ship to the surrounding states of Illinois. But we can ship elsewhere, but the shipping costs are a little bit goofy. So
Let me tell you, it's good. When she tested it, I said, test it. Send it to me in Nevada. And she did. And it was good.
yeah,
I had it for Thanksgiving, I think it was 3 years ago.
I remember that.
I do too. I
It
remember
was
that.
excellent. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, Meredith, get social media links.
At meredithcorning.com, at Meredith Corning PR, and at Meredith Events on Instagram, and then just Meredith Corning. I have a personal page on Facebook, and of course my business pages, and I'm on LinkedIn.
Carol.
Yeah. Again, you can reach me at NeuroCoach Carol. I have a free book club for high-level female leaders if you'd like to jump in, where we learn how to put our oxygen masks on first. And I'd love to chat with you about visiting us in Southern Chile.
Lori.
I'm across the board as well. It's Lori Ice Fetrick, IG, Facebook, X, I don't even know what I am on Facebook. Same thing. I got hacked. So it's either Lori.ice.fetrick or Lori Ice Fetrick across the board.
You know what it is? You know why these people hack you guys? Because
They
you're
love
beautiful, you're smart, and it's about women empowerment. Let's just steal their images, but they can't steal what you guys look like. It's just not possible. All right, everybody. Thank you for this. Shows go quickly. I'm glad everybody went on. I'll get on Jimmy about this stuff because I know what he's working on. And I always say this, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian, and everybody here is Movie Reviews and More. We will see you next week.